In this video, we're going to be looking at the video templates. Here on your main dashboard, you're going to see the templates. Currently, we have 9 categories. Within each one are subcategories. So for example, if you wanted to create an educational or explainer video, you could click on this category and you could see all the subcategories. Now, every one of these subcategories are designed specifically for the type of title that it says. So in other words, if you wanted something about science explained, you would want to pick this one. Or if you wanted something about myth busting, choose this one because that's going to give you your best results. Let's go back and go down to storytelling. Under storytelling, we have a total of 35 subcategories. Once again, all these categories and subcategories we will be working on expanding. But let's say, for example, we want to create a video around adventure. We're going to click on adventure, and it's going to take us to this page here. Now, if we already have a story name and an idea or a description for our story, we can add that here. But if you don't have one, you can come up here and click on Suggest a Topic. It's for 5 cents, and it's going to automatically take it straight from your funds. So let's go ahead and click on it. We'll give it a second, and it gave it the title called The Shore of Lost Whispers. And then here you can see, driven by the mysterious disappearance of her brother, a fearless young woman embarks on a treacherous journey to an uncharted shore rumored to hold ancient secrets. So this is a good description for a story that's based around adventure. So if you have some type of a social media channel with video, whether it is a Facebook page, a Facebook group, or a YouTube channel, or any other site where you're posting videos to get attention, this is a great way to come in here and just get random ideas from AI to add or create a new video every day and have it posted on your channel. So let's go ahead down here. I'm going to leave the target audience empty. I'm going to choose horizontal for YouTube because that's what I use mostly. And then down here for the length, I'm going to go pick, I like to make my videos around 2 minutes. So I'm going to pick custom length and keep it right at 2 minutes. You have a max of 10 minutes. I'm going to leave it on GPT and click Find Video Hooks. Now on this page, I always let AI decide. If you want to be specific about what you pick or the direction of your video, you can pick them from the hooks. But it seems like when I let AI decide, it's always really good. So I'm going to click that. And then once again, it's confirming our AI provider. Our video style, this is just the way how it transitions. I usually always use cinematic for mine. You can use special instructions if you want something to be included in the video or not included in the video, you can put it in here. I normally always leave this empty. Now down here is your section structure. Because this is a template, it already creates sections for you for your video. And it automatically chooses all sections, which is the best way to go. But if you want to, you can click on custom sections and you can actually rearrange the order of which these are going to be in the video. Or you can come down here and even click on custom sections. For me personally, I find when I leave it just like this and I let AI handle everything for me, the videos always turn out great. So I'm going to click on all sections. For the language, it's going to be English. And for this, I'm going to do storytelling. I really like the storytelling option, especially when I'm making videos that's based on the storytelling category. And then you can choose the narrative perspective. So if you want it first person, if you second or third, you can choose that. Once again, I'm going to leave it on default and let AI choose it for me. Then I'm going to click on Generate the Page, which is going to deduct 57 cents from my funds. Now this is where it gets good because it actually does research about this title and this description to get ideas to generate your script with. So what it does here is something completely unique from other tools. It's not just picking some random AI content from its database or its memory. It actually does some research. So if we look at the detailed log, you can see down here where it does a couple searches. Now these are random searches that it does, but it gives it more of an idea of what it could be writing about. You can see here it found 2 different data sources and now it's writing it using GPT 5.5, which is currently the latest model. So I'm going to go ahead and just let this finish and then we'll come back. Okay, so it took about a minute and you can see the script is complete. Here it's going to be 2 minutes and 22 seconds with 12 scenes. Now we did select 2 minutes, But remember, it's creating a story. It may not be able to end exactly at 2 minutes. So typically it's going to be a little over or maybe just a little under the time that you select. Now, if we go down here, we can view all the scenes. We can view the narration, which is what's going to be read by the voiceover. And we can also see the image prompt right here. The image prompt is what's going to be used when it creates your images. I highly recommend to keep the image prompt the way it is. The reason being is because we have a special algorithm that it uses that identifies specific characters and places within your scene. So as it generates the images, everything is consistent with characters and environments. The narration, you can adjust this, but I would recommend if there's a person's name in it, you always keep the person's name in it to make sure that they are in the image. As you adjust the narration, it'll automatically adjust the timing of the scene to go along with it. What I'm going to do is come up here to images. And for this example, I'm going to use medium quality. This is typically what I use. High quality is a little bit better, but in my opinion, using medium is almost just as good, and it's about a third of the price. So this is going to cost 21 cents for every image we generate using AI. Now coming down here, we can pick the image style that we want for the quality of our image. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on photorealistic. Then we're going to come back to scenes, and I can either click on AI right here to generate just this one scene, or I can click on generate all images. And it's going to go ahead and deduct $2.52 from my funds and create all 12 images for this scene or for the video. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, if I make a mistake, I can come up here and click on stop. I'm going to go ahead and let all these images generate, and we'll see what they look like. So now all the scene images are done. Now, if we click on preview, it's going to allow us to see a bigger image here. And if we click next, we can see the other images. Now, notice her looks, her style, the background, the environment, the boat, and how all of this carries on throughout the entire image scenes. So everything here looks really good. What I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to close this. Now, if I wanted to, I could animate some of these pictures. So we can do this the cheapest way possible, which is just using images by AI. Now, you can also upload your own images here to use, which would even save you more money if you have your own images. Maybe you have your own photo album. You could take the images from your photo album or pictures that you just take yourself and upload them to create your own videos using your own photos. Now, instead of just having this only as photos, I'm going to go ahead and let's take this image here. I think this would be a good one to animate, and we're going to click on animate. Now, one thing I noticed I'm going to have to fix in here is that you can see a 5-second video clip or 10-second video clip. It's $2.25 for a 5-second or $4 for a 10-second video clip. But down here, you can see these prices don't reflect the same thing for some reason, so I'll have to get that updated. But for the time being, what I'm going to go ahead and do is create a 10-second clip, which is going to cost me $4. But I'm going to get down here and choose one of these options. So I can pick one where it says that Mara splashes forward over the rocks, boots slipping, or I can do one where the camera tracks along. Both of these are usually the two options that I use whenever I animate videos, either option 1 or 2. The third option usually is minimal animation. What it does is it focuses more on the environment, such as maybe water splashing or lighting flickering or clouds moving. But these here are going to animate the entire scene. So we're going to use the first one. And I'm going to use the 10-second clip. And remember, this is actually going to cost us $4, not $2.50. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And it says generating the clip. Now, while it's generating the video clip, something else I want to mention to you is that this is going to be a 10-second long video clip. Now, if you notice right now, this video clip is only 8 seconds long. So what's going to happen is when it generates this 10-second video clip, it is going to stay 10 seconds. And what it's going to do is automatically adjust this narration and make it 2 seconds longer to fit the video clip. So it's going to rewrite this narration to be very similar to what it says now, but it's going to add some extra words to it to make sure that it fills the entire video clip length. So I'm going to pause the video, and then when I unpause it, you'll see where after it's done generating the clip, it automatically changed this narration. So it finished creating the AI clip, and you can now see the narration has been extended another 2 seconds. So now the full scene is 10 seconds long. And if we wanted to preview this, we could click on it, and that actually looks really good. So if you're making really high quality videos, and let's say you have a channel that's monetized and you're doing really well from, it may be worth it for you to go through here and animate many of these to make it look more like an actual movie instead of a slideshow video. Now you can see down here, I've generated this AI video clip, and this here was actually the first image that we created. So I can choose which one I want to use here. And if I wanted to, I could create another animation that would be a little bit different from this one. Or I could create another AI image. And both of those would be added down here. And we can come back and we can click on which ones we want to use when we generate our video. For now, I'm going to use the clip. Now let's go to audio. For audio, I'm going to use 11 Labs. It just sounds so much better than OpenAI. And since this is going to be a quality video, I want the audio to be quality too. And we can preview these.
Welcome to VIDCore AI. This is a sample of how your voiceover will sound in the final video.
And one of my favorites for storytelling is Callum. This guy's voice is amazing. And if we go down here, I want to make sure if I'm doing a story that I choose storytelling.
Long ago, in a kingdom hidden beyond the mountains, there lived a young girl with a secret that would change everything.
I think that just sounds so good. But for this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and we're going to stay with Rachel, and we're going to do her with storytelling. And you want to make sure this is ticked to be on, or it will not add the voiceover. And then we're going to come down and click on Generate 12 Voiceovers. This is going to deduct $1.80. We're going to go ahead and click that. And then anytime you make adjustments to your script, so if we come back here to our scene, and if we change this after we've already generated the audio, let me give you an example. If I remove this last word of C, let me scroll up here because you can see audio right now, what this tab looks like. And if I delete the word C, you're going to see there's a red button up here, and it's telling you, hey, this does not match the voiceover that you have. So what you'd have to do is come back to audio, and down here it's showing you that this needs a new voiceover because it's been changed. And you can come over here and click this button right here for 14 cents and regenerate just that one scene instead of all of them. So let me go back, and I'm going to add the word C back to it. And you can see that that red dot went away because now it matches. So now we're going to jump over to music. And here I want to create some background music. And the way I always make this is I will tell it that I want background music for a blank type of video. Okay, so I put in here background music for a mysterious and adventurous video. That does not look like I spelled it right, but it'll know what I mean. And then we're going to click on Generate Instrumental. Now down here, clear at the bottom, you're going to see there's nothing down here. And as I continue to generate background music for all of my videos that I generate in my dashboard, all the background music you create is going to be saved down here. So you can even reuse them for future videos. And the benefit of that is that you don't have to pay to have them regenerate if you use the same audio over again. So down here you can see it created this one called Veiled Horizon Chase. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, that sounds really good. And by far, 11 Labs creates premium background music. Google does okay, but for the extra like 50 cents per minute, I highly suggest 11 Labs. You want to make sure this tab is turned on so you can use what you've selected down here. Then we're going to go to Generate. Now on this page, we can see a breakdown. First of all, we can create an audio only of this. So if we don't want the video, we can just generate the audio for $1 right here. But what we've already paid for this video so far is $11.99. The script was 57 cents, the voiceover $1.96, the background music $2.94, The animated video clip was $4, and then the scene images we created 12 for $2.52. So if we come down here at the bottom, it kind of gives you a breakdown of what this would have cost if you actually hired a freelancer. And you can see what it bases all that off of, which is actually quite accurate. But the total to create this entire video is only $13. This is for creating an HD video using premium audio, premium background music, and even an animated clip. There is nowhere else you can have this done for that price. Now, if we come up here, we can choose the quality we want. If you just want a quick preview, you can do that. But remember, it's going to cost you $1 to render it. And then when you decide to do it in maybe 720 or 1080, it's going to cost another $1 to re-render it. So we're going to go ahead and leave it at 1080p and come down here and generate the video. All right, so the video is done and it only took about 2 to 3 minutes to finish it. But look at the quality of this. It looks great. Let's go ahead and play it and see what it looks like.
At dawn, Jonah Vay's skiff returned empty, carrying only his red scarf and a compass pointing toward open sea. Mara Vay refused the village warning. No chart marked that shore, and every tide there erased a name. Jonah's journal held one clue. The whispers repeated final words, like Titanic goodbyes after April 15, 1912. Following the battered brass compass, Mara picked her way across knife-edged basalt shelves as waves climbed higher, each breath distinctly numbered. The uncharted cove opened like a wound, revealing the Tidestone arch carved with spirals older than any village record. Then the haunted voices rose, not screaming, but bargaining, offering Jonah's location for Mara's own name. Inside Echo Cave, the water breathed backward, exposing a stone and brass mechanism built to trap memories beneath the surf. In the cave wall's reflection, Mara saw Jonah alive, trapped behind the next tide, still wearing the red scarf. The truth struck. The shore wasn't haunted by ghosts, but by unfinished farewells stolen from drowning travelers. Mara tied Jonah's scarf to the mechanism and turned the wheel as the cave began filling with black water. The water split for one heartbeat, and Jonah fell through, coughing seawater, before the chamber slammed shut. At sunrise, Mara and Jonah escaped, but the compass still whispered another name from beneath the shore.
Okay, so that wasn't bad at all. So what I could do, there was a few sections in there where I heard maybe something needed adjusted. For example, the audio. I know when she said 1912, there was a pause. So if I go back to the scenes, you can see here in scene 3 where it says 1912. For some reason, she paused on that. It's just AI does that sometimes. So what I may want to do is come back to audio and go back down to scene 3 and redo it. It's going to cost 17 cents, but hopefully it sounds better this time. Let's listen to it.
Jonah's journal held one clue. The whispers repeated final words, like Titanic goodbyes after April 15th, 1912. Jonah's journal held...
Okay, so it did it right that time. So unfortunately, this is just something that AI does once in a while. So you may have to come back here to redo these if something just doesn't sound right. Now for the images, if there was scenes in here where I thought, hey, maybe I think this image could be better or look better, then I may go in here and click AI to generate a new one. So for this one example, this one here, I noticed somewhere she said a red scarf. So what I may want to do in scene 10, it shows the scarf here, it's not red. So I'm going to put, and then also down here in the actual image prompt, I'm going to put this and then save the prompt. And then I'm going to redo or create another image and see what it looks like. Okay, so this looks a lot better now. You can see the scarf is actually red and attached to the wheel. And then I just want to make sure this is the one that's selected to make the video. And then if we come back to the top, you'll notice there's another red dot for audio. So if we scroll down here, oh, it's because we added the word red in the narration, so it changed it. So I got to redo this voiceover, just like that. And then we can go back to generate, and I can generate it again for just $1 more. Now, once your video is done, you have several options. So down here underneath, you can download your video. Now you also see an option here for share publicly, and I recommend only using this option if you're going to share the video with maybe a client or somebody that you're making the video for. And the reason that is because we have to store this video ourselves, therefore we have to pay costs on it every time it's played for bandwidth. So if you notice, the file size of this is 152 megabytes, and the cost per play is going to be 8 cents. And you can see here where I've already viewed it twice. But if you come down here and if you click on Enable Public Viewing, it's going to enable this, and you can also put a cap on how many times it's played. So for this one, I put 5, and it gives you a share link, which you can view or you can copy. If we view it, this is what it's going to look like when you share this link with somebody else. And every time somebody clicks play, it's going to add another view and charge you 8 cents for it. Once you're done sharing this, you want to come down and pause the public sharing. So just keep in mind, within 20 minutes, you can go from having an idea to a full story, to having all of your images and even your AI video clips, your background music, your voiceover, and everything completely done for you, and have a video for less than $15. And one more thing I wanted to talk to you about was if you offered this as a service. So if you go to Fiverr.com and do a search for animated video clip, or you can even go to category, just AI video, and you can see what people are charging for these types of videos. Here's one right here, which is a Fiverr's choice about creating consistent characters in 3D Pixar AI animation, which VIDCore AI can do. And it starts at $125. So if we go in this video here, the standard for a 15 to 30 second video is $125, 60 seconds, $250, and a full story or script, which is about 359 seconds, $700. And you could even charge an upsell to have this done within 24 hours.